Hello, everybody, and welcome to Professor P's podcast. I'm Natasha Palumbo, aka Professor P. I'm known for evoking the essence of spirituality by bringing the energetic fire, activating the mind, and speaking the truth. I'm so honored that you are here with us today. I thank you for joining. This podcast is focused on entrepreneurship, empowerment, and energetics. You're going to find a wealth of information inside, guest speakers, and the elixir, a dose of energetic power. So let us join in on today's podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Professor P's podcast. I'm so excited for you to join me again today. How are you all doing out there? The spring is coming. The light is growing. Listen, I'm excited, but you know I stay excited, and I definitely stay excited for each of you. I'm always so grateful that you join me each episode, that you're listening, sharing, subscribing, reaching out to me, leaving comments. It really, really means a lot to me. So I always got to give you your kudos and tell you how much I care about you, and I really am grateful. I truly am grateful. This is your entrepreneurial tip, your Professor Palumbo, your Palumbo principle. That's what this episode this week is. It's entrepreneurial growth strategies that also grow you. I've been thinking a lot since I started the spring semester, and I got this new class, came at the 11th hour. They're all but two are my former students, and you know how I feel about my stars. I love them. So, of course, I had to pick up the class because, honestly, they needed it for graduation, and I was certainly going to take one for the team. And that's what I told them because it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm also working nights on the same days. But they matter to me, and I want to see them graduate. So I took one for the team, y'all. But it had me thinking a lot about how we really need to talk about growth strategies. You know, so it's not just business growth, but it's personal growth too. So everything that I do that relates to an entrepreneurial tip, I will tie it into a principle for you. And that's because I know that I have more than entrepreneurs listening to me. And I want you to see that this does tie together. So growth starts with an honest measurement. One of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is wanting growth without measurement. One of the things I've been doing lately, you guys, is really doing a lot of intention setting. I told you about that at the last episode. If you didn't check that out, definitely go check that out. But I've also been tracking. So I've got a whole month down tracking. And for right now, I'm tracking kind of the tasks that I'm doing, the different things I'm doing, and ensuring that I'm kind of staying on track with certain things because I've got a lot of moving parts, and I'm also trying to refine my own personal model inside and how I manage what I do, where I can take what I've tracked, grow it out into support services for me, right? But tracking is so essential. So in business, we track revenue, leads, conversion, engagement, retention, but also in life, we often avoid tracking some things. We avoid those. Habits, emotional triggers, time use, energy drains, avoidance patterns. Listen, can I keep going? Where's the hands? How many of you kind of like felt that there? You know you avoid some of those things. You don't want to track that. I don't want to know. I just know I got it. There you are. I love when I feel you. I love when I feel your energies, right? But how many of you know that we need to that's what I'm also tracking. So when I'm writing my kind of daily tracking out, I have a tracker and I check things off, but I left a space for notes. And what's interesting is I'm kind of, writing today was a good day, or today this happened, but I am tracking that. I'm trying to see all those things, my time use. Was there something that drained my energy? I don't want you to avoid that anymore. And in business, I need you, if you're not tracking that revenue, the leads, the conversion, the engagement, the retention, that's definitely a part of business, and it's so important because growth starts with an honest measurement, okay? That's what I want you to know, right? An honest measurement. So what gets measured gets improved, but only if you tell yourself the truth. Don't be lying to yourself. How many of you lie to yourself? You going to be honest with me? It's just me that sometimes lies to herself. Listen, I've come a long way. I've stopped lying to myself, right? How many of you know that you might lie to yourself a little bit? You out there just a little bit? No, you don't want to raise. Somebody wanted to raise their hand, right? But remember, what gets measured gets improved. So where am I actually growing? Where am I stuck? What am I avoiding that I keep calling busy? That's where growth begins, with that honest data. Just sit with it. Don't judge it. Just allow it to become an awareness. And in business, I want you to think about, where can you set and start tracking. My personal finance class is kicking off. Grossmont is kicking off today. Miramar is kicking off today. In a couple weeks, Maricosta is going to be kicking off. In my personal finance, one of the first things I have them do is track their money. Track your money. All of my entrepreneurs, you can start right there. That's where I want you to start. Those of you who are living the empowered life or pursuit of the empowered life, I want you to go pick maybe emotion, maybe your energy drains, just something. Could you capture your daily? Please know that small, constant wins beat big emotional bursts. Small, constant wins. That kind of ties into Atomic Habits. If you haven't read that book, it's a good book, Atomic Habits. People love big moves. Listen, and I love it, right? It's great. Big launches, big announcements, big motivated days. But real growth is boring. It's boring. I just said it's boring. It's daily reps, steady outreach, consistently showing up, improving one skill at a time. And the entrepreneurial truth is consistency compounds. I felt that so much to my core, because I've been compounding so much. And as an entrepreneur who is heading into 24 years now, this summer will be 24 years. There's been so much compound happening. But even since my big move from San Diego and come here, the compound is real, right? So as an entrepreneurial truth, I want you to hold on to consistency compounds. It will pay off over time. And a life truth, here's your life truth: consistency heals. Did you get that? Consistency heals. Your growth strategy: build repeatable small wins. You got that? So write that down. I need you all to write that down. I need you to build repeatable small wins. Not heroic sprints, but sustainable systems. Success is not a secret, it is a system. And I need you to go back and listen to that episode as well. So I'm going to start weaving in some homework for you. So write this down. What is one daily growth action that you can repeat even on your worst day? Okay, even on your worst day. What is one daily growth action that you can repeat even on your worst day? All right, next point. Feedback is fuel. You mean somebody's got to tell me about myself? Yes, honey. Yes, they do. And that's okay. I want you to build up your skin to be able to take, first of all, don't take anything personally, right? But be open to constructive feedback. Be open to able to, kind of put yourself out there and hear what your customers have to say. Hear what your market response is. It's okay if there are failed offers or rejected proposals. All of that feedback, though it can sting, feedback from customers, market responses, failed offers, rejected proposals, it is so important. And in life, relationship feedback is important. Communication feedback is important. Emotional mirrors are important. Consequences are important. They sting, baby. I know they do. Weak ego rejects feedback. Let that set. Yeah. Weak ego rejects feedback. Strong vision. Where's my strong vision people? Hands in the air. Thank you. I see you. I feel you. I acknowledge you. Strong vision uses feedback. Give me that. Let me set with that. Is that a truth, or is that something I can build on? Or is that something that I can take and let it set for a minute? Let me set in it right? Growth strategy for you. Write this down. Here's a growth strategy for you. Separate your identity from your performance. And I'm going there with identity, because identity is absolutely connected to your capacity, and your capacity is connected to growth. You are not your last result. You are not failure. Do you understand me? You are not your last result. You are not your last failure. You are not your last rejection. You are the learner. So here's another homework for you that I want you to set with. Ask yourself this: what is the outcome trying to teach me? Ooh, so good. So good, so good, so good. Really think about that. What is this outcome? What do you want? Business, life, I want you to think about this. All right, next point. Expand capacity, not just opportunity. Many people pray for bigger opportunity, but they don't build bigger capacity. Growth doesn't require more clients, more money, more visibility. It requires emotional regulation, decision stamina, communication skill, conflict tolerance, so good. And one of my favorites of all, delayed gratification, emotional intelligence at its finest. If opportunity grows faster than capacity, collapse follows. So here's your growth strategy for that. Write it down. You ready? I need you to begin to train your nervous system for the level you want. This means pause before reacting. Make decisions from a place of calm, not chaos. Practice hard conversations. Powerful people ask powerful questions, and they can take hard conversations. Build decision with confidence, right? Build your ability to make decisions with confidence. And I need you to increase some discomfort tolerance. I need you to go out there and be a little bit uncomfortable. Capacity is the real growth lever. Capacity is the real growth lever. So important. It is so important. It is so important because I have been thinking so much about it that I want to actually kind of pause a little bit. I was going to one of my big events at one of my colleges, and I had this moment, you guys, and I was looking around. So mind you, okay, let me back up the story. Squirrel moment, still me here, right? As squirrely. So I am very extroverted. I have enough energy to light a small city. I love people. I love serving. But a lot of people, what they don't realize about me is I'm really a very big introvert in many ways. I kind of hide in the back. Big crowds of people kind of scare me a little bit because all the energy tries to, wants a story, wants to tell. It's just there's a lot going on with me. I can feel so much. So I tend to go into and serve, and I can serve big crowds, don't get me wrong. But being in them, I kind of hover in the back, right? So big event at one of my colleges, I love going to, but I beeline it to the back. And I'm watching and I'm observing, and I'm seeing everybody in their identity. Capacity is built into identity. I want to set with this. Capacity is built into identity. And I looked around and I was like, I love these people, but I don't fit in. I'm an anomaly. I'm an anomaly. I don't fit in. And I clearly heard God tell me that's because I designed you to stand out. Where's your identity? Where is your identity built in? As you begin to move through this life, I want you to, first of all, always be anchored to God. For me, it's my personal faith of Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and my Father God. My identity is rooted in that. I've had visions, and I've seen great depth to those visions, and people, so many that I can't count. And it's been overwhelming, and I understand the capacity I need to have in my identity to hold that space. So my question to you is, if you take this point that capacity is built into your identity, capacity is attached to your growth, what can you hold? What can you carry? What can you survive? Ooh, I will run around a little church in my own mind right now. What can you expand into? It is not an accident if you feel like you can hold something greater, you can carry something greater. Oh my God, to my listeners who have survived more than most humans will ever see, like myself, that's not an accident, that's a setup. You may feel like an anomaly like me. You may feel like you never quite fit in the room. You never matched the mold, never felt small enough to blend in. And maybe you've spent years trying to shrink yourself to belong. But what if, again, God is saying to you, I never designed you to fit in. I have designed you to stand out. I have built you for more. I have built you for expansion. I have built you for larger capacity, greater territory will you take. If you feel like the odd one out, the intense one, the deep one, the visionary, the one who sees more than others, that's not a flaw, that's architecture. That's design. Your nervous system, your intuition, your awareness, your hunger for meaning, those are signals of holding power. Set with it. I need somebody right now. Yes. You might even need to pull over if you're driving and listen to me. But I need you to set with it. Yep, there you are. I feel you. I need you to deepen into your signal of holding power. You know, I get a little touched. I feel you. You hold power. And maybe your power has been stolen from you in the past. It's been broken down or been tried to take away from you. Maybe you have been shameful in some ways of your power, your story, what you went through, all that you endured. Maybe you've had some poor relationships that were just really after your power. It's amazing how many women fall into poor relationships because they're actually very powerful women. You know, narcissists don't go after weak women. Please know that. They really do go after powerful women who might have a weak spot in them, a wound in them. Now, I thought about that as I've gone through my own journey, my own spiritual injury as well, right? I thought about that because you can use your flowery language all you like, and they will applaud you. But when you pull back the curtain to those people who are like that, my dear friends, and you see that they're a different person, you realize that they're just weak individuals, and they prey on others to try to feed themselves some power. And I thought to myself, all you've done is tapped a wound of a little girl. But don't worry, I'm still in control and I will still heal myself. So to all my women, to all my people who have great power, but yet you have done some, stupid things. Let's just say it how it is. I don't want you to negate that power. I want to empower you in it. I want you to forgive yourself like I've had to do. I want you to know that sometimes there is a story of someone that begins to unfold into a truth that really exists. And you have outgrown their story and you realize now who they really are. These things, we go through our life and they grow us. Again, that was just another point because everything you've endured, everything you've been able to hold in your vision, everything you've been able to survive in your life is because you have great power and it has been sought after. So I want to honor that to each and every one of you who have that. I want you to start asking yourself, what was I built to hold, truly? Because the people built to hold more, baby, often grow in environments where they feel misunderstood. The pressure is not punishment, it's preparation. The container expands before the life does. And here's the entrepreneurial truth hidden inside the metaphysical truth. The business you can build is limited by the identity you can hold. The leadership you can sustain is limited by the emotional weight you can carry. The success you can manage is limited by the self you're willing to become. So if you feel different, good. Different people don't grow sideways. They grow upward and upward. Growth requires solitude, clarity, and self-trust. Not everyone will understand your shape. They don't have to. Only you need to understand that. Capacity is built into your identity, and capacity is instrumental in your ability to expand and grow. Remember, expanding capacity, not just opportunities in life and in business. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Pruning is a growth strategy. Remember them people I was trying to tell you about? Eventually, you get to cut them out your life. Eventually, you get to let them go. In business, we stop low return on investment efforts. We close weak offers. We release bad partnerships. We release them in business. There is necessary endings, bring new beginnings. Another podcast. It's actually based off of a book. Again, you know I love reading books. So important in business that you stop some things. You got to start pruning. You got to start cutting. In life, it means reducing draining commitments. Some of you guys need to start saying no. No is a complete sentence. You have rights to your no, and your yes is undeniable. You can go check that out too. Some of you need to set boundaries. Release expired identities. Oh, I could take that one on a whole nother level. Got to forgive the past versions of yourself. Got to love yourself even when you can't love yourself. I know that's hard. Got to love all the versions. Got to love them all. Stop proving yourself to the wrong audience. Them narcissistic people will never be able to hold you. They're not going to appreciate what you really bring to the table and who you really are. So now here's your question to set with. This is your homework. This is a very, very important one. You ready? Get close. Get close because I'm taking you there today. Yep, there you are. Hi. What is taking energy but not producing purpose in your life and in your business? Really set with it. What is taking energy but not producing purpose in your life? You know, there is a rocket. We have a rocket, and I love telling the story of the rocket. The rocket has boosters on the side of it, and the rocket is set, and it goes, and it skyrockets off into the sky, and the boosters fall off at a certain elevation. Now, if the boosters do not fall off at the certain elevation, the rocket will self-destruct. Hold that. Some of us have actually, we're starting to go to new levels, and we didn't let go of our boosters, which are just those gassy ass people. I need you to let them go. Hello, let them go. Because see, they're not intended to go with you to the next level. Some of you need to let go of people, places, and things because they are not producing for you. They're not, and they haven't been. I know you're waiting, but how long have you been waiting, honey? Yep, too long. Yep, that's too long. It's not producing purpose in your life. I need you to cut it because you've been self-destructing. And I need you to go to the next level. I need you to be able to be that rocket that releases. Release is so important. You get to let go. Listen, the last thing I want to give you is identity drives growth more than tactics. I tied that in to the fact that your capacity is tied to your identity. So I'm going to leave it with you again. Tactics are everywhere. Growth hacks are everywhere. Templates are everywhere. But identity is rare. You don't grow into success. You grow from identity. Growth strategy that I'm giving you today. Who are you becoming? Ask yourself that. Again, who are you becoming? And then, what are you building? I'm a builder. I love building so much. What are you building? Builders don't quit, baby. Identity holders persist. I need you to anchor in to your faith and your identity in God. Go back and listen to God versus the universe and realize the depth that you have. Do not let a quarter size object, don't let that, go back and listen. Don't just have your identity in the universe. Please anchor it in God and go back and understand and listen to that podcast, what that means. There's such great depth. It's never ending, everlasting, always and forever, eternal. The well doesn't dry out ever. Ever, ever. I'll run again. Listen, I want you to anchor in. So I want you to say this with me now. I am someone who finishes. Where are you at? Say it again. I am someone who finishes. I am someone who learns. I am someone who grows. Identity precedes expansion. Please remember this, my friends. Identity exceeds expansion. I want you to really think about your identity. Growth is not an event. It is a rhythm. It is a practice. It is a discipline, a decision repeated daily. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You need a growth posture. Keep measuring, keep refining, keep pruning, keep becoming. I'm rooting for each and every one of you. Until next time, keep building. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope you received a lot out of that episode and are feeling energized and ready for whatever lies ahead. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it out. Thank you in advance for doing so. Please also connect with me on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Natasha M. Palumbo. And until next time, be encouraged, be empowered, and as always, be well.